Good evening, I'll try again. Good evening, everyone. It's Nick from Claret and Booze. I'm joined by Gary, and Virgil's recovered from his near-death experience last night with his tickly cough. So he's back. Thank all 13 of you for joining us this evening. We have scheduled it quite late notice, but yeah, I've got to be honest. I've caught a little bit of World Cup fever today after that performance. That's how fickle I am. That's how fickle I am.
Okay, you're so fickle.
I am Mr. Flip Flop. Mr. Flip Flop. No. I must admit, I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I did.
Yeah.
I did. We've got plenty to talk about outside of football, which I think is going to be a running theme of this World Cup that we'll go into a little bit later. And then we'll touch on some West Ham news a little bit later as well. But yeah, so how are you, Gary? You all right? You're not feeling very well, I understand.
A bit rough, but I've perked myself up. I've had a caffeine drink, I've had a little Red Bull, and I'm all right now. So
you're a bit tougher than John, aren't you?
But I have enjoyed the football today. Yeah, he is the Maxwell Cornet of Claret and Booze.
He is, yeah. Somebody else coined that yesterday. They put it in the chat. It was quite funny.
Who? Someone else? What?
Somebody else put that in the chat yesterday. Called you the.
Yeah, they give it large. They all give it large when I'm not on the show, don't they? You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, someone like Tony Hammer. I mean, he's a look, John. You are always eating. I mean,
they're picking you, didn't they, John?
I'm having some jelly babies for fuck's sake. What's going on here? And just so you know, I'm very inclusive because I'm eating yellow ones and all sorts of colours. So.
Oh, good stuff. There you go. See, there you go. But anyway, yeah, we've had a bit of football today. We just watched. Actually, I didn't catch the end of the game. I saw the Gareth Bale penalty, and then I had to get things prepared because I like to leave things to the last minute. How'd it finish? Was it 1-1?
1-1. Great result for us.
Yeah.
I wanted Wales to lose, if I'm honest, but the result obviously benefits England. You know what I mean? So
I didn't. I like Wales. I went to watch Wales at rugby about a couple of months ago. I thought it was good.
Wales or is it's England B, isn't it? Isn't it just a load of players that are not good enough to play for England?
Pretty much.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
pretty much.
I mean, look, you got to be honest. Watching that game, there's nothing really to fear for England, is there?
To be honest, I thought USA. I thought they looked all right. They're quick. They're strong. They're organised. I don't think they're going to be easy. They're not going to be. It would be a lot tougher test than what we faced today. Put it that way.
They're not going to be easy, but Iran are usually not easy.
Yeah, but Gary, they play against when they qualified.
No.
They play against similar countries.
They do. But recently, they played two very, very tough friendlies. I think they lost them both. One was against one was against Senegal, the African champions, and they drew with them.
Because they was good today, Senegal, weren't they?
Top class, top draw.
Yeah. Oh, the Holland Senegal game was
boring game.
What a boring game.
Game.
That was
Terrible.
Really
yeah, terrible. But yeah, go on, John. How are you anyway?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I enjoyed England, but yeah, you can only take it on face value. Like I always say, you can only beat what's in front of you. You don't get many games with that many goals in it in the World Cup proper. No matter who you are, you very rarely get any scoreline of 5, 6. What we got, I know Brazil beat Germany, or Germany beat Brazil the other time quite comfortably. But in terms of Wales, I don't like playing the home nations because there is always that element of they raise their game. They want to beat.
It's their cup final, isn't it?
Don't start alienating Welsh people, Nick. But you know what I mean. I just find they're always tough. Let's be honest, they're always tough. But, if we
class will tell, John.
Yeah.
What?
Class will tell in the end.
Well, I'm sure they'll try really hard. They'll try really hard to beat us, but
really hard.
I just think there's always. But I've got to say, I mean, I know they haven't had. Me and Gary was talking before we come on. Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey look shocking.
Yeah, I know
they're lacking they're lacking match fitness and all that, but my God, they look bad.
I know.
Really.
I think Gareth Bale's hair needs a little bit of conditioner as well. It looks a little bit spiky, don't you think? It's it's not his usual glossy self, is it?
Bit more brill cream he needs.
Just because you and Nick go to the same hairdresser, I don't mean everyone's going to like.
No, I couldn't afford his hairdresser. Are you joking?
Nick's what? Nick's. Yeah, Nick's. Yeah. Nick's. Yeah. No, but it was good. It was a good day. I had a few beers down the pub watching it. I got in the mood of it. I mean, I wasn't feeling great, obviously, but I didn't want to let my brother down, so I went down the pub in Epping and had a few, and then come back fairly early, really. But I was back by 6, so I wasn't out for a long one. But Yeah, it was good. It was good. A little bit of atmosphere, nice, comfortable win. You know.
It was more so than what I thought it was in the stadium because I mean I don't know whether the well when there was we're going to go into that later. I think there was an issue with a lot of fans getting into the stadium, wasn't there? Initially to start off with,
there was there was a ticketing debacle, wasn't there? The app on the phones didn't work.
Oh,
and they ended up queuing up at the ticket office, the sparsely manned ticket office, and eventually they got in. But after the game had already kicked off.
I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that.
Well, hopefully they caught all the goals anyway.
There's
some fucking. There was some bloody good goals. There were some crackers there, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think.
What did you think of the game though overall, John? I mean, obviously we'll go through it sort of goal by goal. I don't think there's much point doing anything else.
I think. Look, Iran or Iran, whatever you want to call them, they were poor. They were poor, right? I'm not being horrible. They were poor. Was it down to us playing exceptionally fantastic football? I'm not so sure, but I just think we were clinical. I just think they did everything right, and I just think the class up top that we've got and the pace that we've got up top was too much for them to handle. And I mean across the midfield, you know, the front three. Declan Rice was good today, but he didn't have a lot to do because he didn't need to. We didn't have a lot of defensive work to do, even though they got 2 goals. But I just thought Saka was fantastic. I thought Bellingham was superb. I got to say,
he was amazing. He was amazing.
Really,
did you get the impression that their goalkeeper was quite important to him? You know, with how they was trying to fucking keep him on the pitch because he could hardly stand, and they was putting the jersey on him, putting his gloves on, and he fucking.
That didn't look painful, didn't it?
They wouldn't let him off.
Painful.
Oh, that was bad, wasn't it? That was bad.
That was proper face plant, wasn't it?
Have you seen the still? The still, yeah.
But to be fair, though, I think that I'm surprised the defender didn't come worse off. Did you see the size of the keeper's nose?
Yeah, no. Could have had his eye out.
That was a beak and a half. You know, that was
dangerous.
That was a dangerous.
But yeah, I think that's what went. I think the nose fucking it exploded basically, didn't it? On impact.
Yeah.
When I saw it on the replay, it's one of them you go
proper bad.
They showed it about 20 times on replay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think the commentators are getting quite uncomfortable with it. It must have been, I don't know. I'm assuming that the broadcasting isn't really controlled by us.
No. Because there's a lack of camera action on beautiful women, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
No, when you watch sporting events, the BBC have run. There's always like the cameraman's always panning in and out on the same girl throughout the game. You know, we've seen a few, but they haven't been that interested. You know,
no.
I was quite impressed with. We started the game off real high tempo, didn't we? And we're going after them. We were chasing them down, hunting them down. They couldn't keep up with us. Very quick passing. They decided to sit because that's how Carlos Queiroz likes to play. They were going to play on the break, and hit us on the break. And then that injury happened. That lasted like 15 minutes. That injury.
It was. It was bad.
And then when the game restarted, it looked like we kind of lost our way a bit, and it took us a few minutes to get the tempo going again. Right. But as soon as we got going again, they were, and as soon as we got our first goal, they lost all discipline.
We played well, and do you know what? He did the exact opposite of what I was expecting Gareth Southgate to do. Because he's similar to Moyes in the sense that he's got one way of playing. No, John, he's got one way of playing. He's quite defensively minded. He is. That's the way he normally sets up. Not in this one. He set up with 4 at the back, and he went for it. And do you know what? If he approaches each game like that. I think because we've got enough attacking talent to outscore teams. We have.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that there's always question marks over our defence at the minute. But at the end of the day, if you've got an attacking force like we have, then you can
Maguire done all right. I thought Maguire was all right today.
Yeah, no, he did. But I'm saying the question marks are always there over our defence for England, right? But what I'm saying is when you've got attackers like that, you can almost not worry so much. You know what I mean? I think.
Yeah.
They were talking about it before the game. I watched a lot of the build-up of the game, and they were talking about Maguire, and they said Southgate, he's got full faith in Maguire because Maguire is not fucked up for England. He's been rubbish for Man U, but he's not yet fucked up for England.
He did in a friendly, didn't he? Was it against Germany? He made a few mistakes. It's a friendly.
Not when it matters, though, Nick. Not when it matters.
No. I agree.
And the thing is, I think like Gary's probably going to say, but at Man United, no one trusts him. So there's an element of confidence there, isn't there?
That's
But
right.
when you've got a delivery for it like you got from Shaw and Trippier, you need it, and you got a threat like that. I mean, could you imagine what we could do with wide players like that? Just fucking hell, how good would that be?
It's amazing. I mean, that looks so solid, having Shaw over one side and Tripper over the other. The quality of the crosses was amazing.
Unbelievable.
And I've got to say that Saka and Bellingham were outstanding the way through. I mean, Saka's a real pain in the arse, isn't he? And I've come a long way.
I love how positive he is. He gets the ball and he's constantly trying to beat his man the whole time. He never turns back.
Yeah, that's right. So it was the right choice to play him instead of Foden. I think that was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Maddison's injured at the moment, so he weren't getting a look in anyway. But 4-3-3, I think that has got to be, looking at that formation, Trippier, Maguire, Stones, Shaw, Bellingham, Rice, Mount. That's quite strong, although Mount is probably the weak link out of those three. And then Saka, Kane, and Sterling.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's got to be surely our first choice squad, right? Our first choice team.
I would say apart from my choice would be Maddison over Mount in the middle. It would be Maddison over Mount or Grealish over Mount, even.
I would give you that. I think he flatters to deceive Mount. I don't think he done very much. I think you can see what Declan Rice was doing. He was the anchor man, right? He was going around tidying up, playing between the back four, giving it to the midfield. Bellingham was pushing forward, and he just looks like the first time I've really taken much notice of Bellingham. Guy looks like a beast, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's 19. 19 just keeps getting better. He's got everything to his game. I mean, I will say this. I mean, Declan Rice is a specialist. So he is a CDM, even though for us he does more because we need him to. But Bellingham is like a traditional. He's like a throwback. He's a box to box central midfielder. He can do everything. He does. He's unreal. I mean, I've got to be honest. I think if Declan, taking nothing away from Declan Rice because they're a great partnership. But if Rice is worth 150, what's he worth?
Well, what you got to remember is though you can pick up players from the German league fairly cheap, relatively speaking. I don't think the players over there go for the value that I
don't think he'll be going cheap. I don't think he'll be going very cheap.
Well, no, but it depends what you look as cheap. I mean, I think he's got to be worth around 130. I don't think Rice is worth 150. I don't think Rice is really worth 150. And what I mean by that is, we was looking for that in the summer, allegedly, if he was to go. But that's more to test people's hand, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I think relatively speaking, Rice is probably 180 to 100, and probably Bellingham on his performances is probably around 130. That's my opinion. I might be wrong.
It just keeps getting better. And what a beautiful header, wasn't it? It was a lovely header.
Great cross, great header.
It really was. It really was. It was right on his head, and he put that ball exactly where he meant to put it, didn't he?
He did. He did.
Superb. And that was after Maguire had hit the bar already. You remember?
I know.
So we'd already had a decent chance, and we just looked
Who scored second? It was Saka, wasn't it? That was from another set piece, wasn't it? A knockdown from Maguire.
From a Maguire,
Maguire assisted 2 goals, I think.
I know. Could have scored one.
Great finish from Saka, though, wasn't it? The way he got that into the top of the net. I mean, really, really good. And at that point, you could kind of see the discipline just drain away from the Iranians. There was just nothing left, was there? It was a matter of how many we were going to get. But are we we're going to go through some of these comments, John.
Go on, John. Go on. Do the comments.
You're the best at comments, John.
No, I've been putting a few hellos, goodbyes up, and a few insults thrown at me. Obviously,
Chris Harris is set up there. There's one that I can say there, a talking point. Apparently, a couple of Welsh fans.
Evening, men and John.
Hello, Dave.
Have we not banned him yet? No, have we not done that?
I unbanned him. You banned him. I unbanned him.
Chris Harris says, "How's your hamstrings, John? The last time I felt my hamstrings, mate, I was about 14. BBC iPlayer crash technology A. I think their goalkeeper was on a par with Roberto.
He was poor. Well, the new one, he was poor.
Yeah, he was terrible, wasn't he? Chris Harris, here's the comment. Is this the comment?
This one. Yeah.
Apparently, a couple of Welsh fans got turned away for rainbow hats, banned logo.
Yeah, they've actually banned rainbows in general now, haven't they? It's just madness, isn't it? It's madness.
Well, look, we was talking about this, weren't we, in the build-up to the game today, and we sort of all had differences of opinions in so much as the outcome of it. I mean, you two seem to think that the FA, and because it ain't just England, and most of the European countries have seemingly back down over wearing it. I think you said Denmark are the only ones that haven't, Gal. Is that right?
Yeah. Ericsson, the player, he's come out and said they're going to push ahead and wear the armbands,
whatever the punishment.
And whatever the punishment, and they are going to make the rest of us look a little bit weak and foolish, aren't they?
I think they will. I've got to be honest. When you see all the stuff that we've been doing for the last 2 years, you know that the rainbows are taking a knee, this, that, the other. You go into a country where it's illegal to be gay. That is where you make that fucking gesture. That is where it is not. Yeah. It could never be considered by anyone as an empty gesture.
It's not virtue signaling.
It's not
a
virtue
protest.
signaling.
It's a protest.
There, yeah,
right?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So
it's
weak. It's weak to back down. It's weak.
I don't disagree, but you've got to look at it from the football perspective as well, because that's what they're ultimately. Footballers are there to play football, right? A message is needed, and I agree with you. I'm not saying it isn't, right? But what I would say is, if by the letter of the law they were told you can't wear that, if you do, you get booked, right? And I know what you're going to say to this, but let's just say they didn't do what you're going to say they should do. If Harry Kane got booked today and then he plays against USA on Friday and gets booked again, ultimately he then misses the Welsh game, I believe. But
you just if you're going to do that, you rotate the armband.
I know, but that's how they're looking at it, and I think from a football, see, I'm a bit of a believer where, to some extent, look, being told they can't wear it is actually created more of a discussion than wearing it. That's what I was trying to get across.
It's creating a discussion, but it's going to change nothing in Qatar, though.
You're not going to change nothing in Qatar whether you wear it or not, Nick. You're not going to change anything there whether you wear it or not, mate. At the end of the day, that mindset, whatever you want to call it, that's ingrained in their culture. What can we do about it except discuss it? In fact, I think I said that the plane that England flew over in, they named it Rainbow. I think, and
that's all part of the marketing campaign. When they was trying to sell tickets, like they was going to sell beer in the stadium. Once all the fans was over there, it was like, no beer in the stadium. It's all cons. Everything's a fucking con over there.
This is what I find most disappointing, right? Because it was a big con that they got it in the first place. It was corruption, right? Yeah. And then they said, "Oh, don't worry, you can drink beer, you can do what you like. Oh, don't worry, gay people can hold hands down the street. Yeah, bring your rainbows, do what you like." As soon as the tournament kicks off, it's like, "No, sorry, mate, that's all got to stop." Yeah. We lied. So what?
Anyway, it's bad. But anyway, that's enough of that.
So back to the football, right? Yeah. We're 2-0 up. We're 2-0 up in our conversation so far, and what a goal that I particularly enjoyed, the third one, which was Harry Kane crossing into Sterling. What a great finish from Sterling.
Yeah. Great move, that.
Unbelievable. Great volley. Great volley. Barney's calling me a glory hunter. I actually am a glory hunter because I've been very anti World Cup up until we just won 6-2.
I agree with Barney.
And now it's coming home. It's coming home.
Barney. It's coming home. Where's it coming, Nick?
It's coming home. It's coming home.
Nick said, no, what did Nick say earlier? Nick said this is probably, Nick said something like, this is probably the only tournament England are going to do really well in this tournament and possibly win it.
No one gives a shit.
No one cares.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I do care. I'm sorry. I do care. I do. Yeah. I do care. No, but the third goal from Sterling was good. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, very, very good. And then second half, there was a bad challenge on Harry Kane. Early on. That looked nasty, didn't it? His ankle rolled on the inside. I thought, oh fuck! But he got up and he started running as if nothing had happened. He must be quite strong.
How did you think Kane played? Because there's been a few tweets.
I thought he was the only one that I thought was underwhelming. I thought the rest of them,
disagree.
I thought the rest of them played well. He was a good foil. He was a good foil for the attackers.
Yes, but that's what he was today. He was the man. He's going to be the target. So Iran are going to say keep him quiet or try and. I thought he dropped deep. I thought he played a lot of balls around the corner. He was a bit of a link-up player to some extent. He didn't look. I don't think he had a shot on target.
I think what was good today. Normally when we play, it's about feeding Kane to score goals. Whereas today we was using threats from other areas. It was Saka, it was Sterling, it was kind of like you say. It was just the movement up front and the passing was brilliant. Look, don't get me wrong. We played against a team that didn't press us. Iran didn't press.
No,
they didn't. They didn't press us at all. We had the ball as much as we wanted it. Yeah.
Kane made, I think, a couple of goals, didn't he? He made the Sterling one. Didn't he make the Rashford one as well? Did he make Rashford?
No, that wasn't. That was Bellingham that played that ball.
Oh, was it Bellingham? Was it? Oh, okay.
That was Bellingham. Yeah.
But anyway, second half, and Saka got the first goal, stepping inside. Great little finish that was, wasn't it? Because you could see those Iranian defenders. They defended in the same way I would if someone like Saka was running at me. That's how amateurish they fucking looked, right? They were going this way and that way, and he was just like waiting for his moment, and he just rolled it into the far corner, didn't he?
Yeah.
You were just saying how good they are because they're ranked 20th in the world, Gary.
Well, what I'm saying is they're usually a real tough challenge to break down, and I think once you get in front of them, obviously they lose their minds. But I mean, they've been to the last 2 World Cups, Nick. They're no mugs.
Look, they've got a couple of decent players. I think their strikers all right.
Yeah, he is. He scored 2, didn't he? He got himself a couple. So and that happened after the second. That's what happened next. We were 4-0 up, and then what's his name? Tarami. Yeah, Tarami. Tarami. He that was a great finish, actually, wasn't it? That was a
good goal.
Very good goal. Very good goal.
I don't know. Was anyone to blame for that? I don't think they were really. It was just a good opportunist strike, wasn't it?
Well, I would say he ran away from Maguire quite easily, but we know that pace isn't Maguire's biggest strength. But he don't want to turn and run after people. He's one of them defenders, isn't he? He'd rather have it all in front of him. But I thought it was a very, very comfortable, confident finish. Sorry.
And then 4-1 up. We just made handfuls of changes, and Rashford came on, Foden, Grealish. Yeah. And it's amazing the strength in depth that we've got. Yeah. Again, I know it's against Iran. But it was you can only beat who's in front of you, and these players look just head and shoulders above.
Yeah.
When you compare to what I've just watched,
we was on a different plane altogether. When
you compare to what we just watched, Wales against USA, I'd describe that as international championship football, right? And we're kind of an international Premier League club, right? And that's what it feels like to me. It feels like these teams have got limited attacking options. We've got an abundance of attacking options. Sorry, Eddie's having a go at me. Hang on a minute. I like it when people have a go at me. What's he saying? Listening to Gary trying to pronounce Iranian names has been the highlight of my day. Yeah, it's just like being there, isn't it? You know what I
mean? Gary is so cockney. He can't read any names.
Cockney.
You know what it is? I ain't got my glasses on. I'm trying to squint to read what I wrote down earlier. I wrote notes.
Did you?
Did you see though? Yeah. Did you see it was a bit of a reunion on the pitch? Did you notice that?
No.
Yeah. No. Did you not see? Because like Harry Maguire's dad lived in Iran for a little while, and he had a son with another woman in Iran. So Harry Maguire's half brother came on. Did you not see him?
It was someone who looked like him, wasn't it? Was it really? Yeah. Someone who. You're a fucking wind up. I know that. Yeah.
It does look like him, doesn't it?
It does look a bit.
Apparently, that guy that came on, they mentioned on commentary that he almost wasn't taken because he's been very outspoken politically against the Iranian government. I don't know what his name was, but that guy that came on.
We know they didn't sing the national anthem at all.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Apparently, Carlos Queiroz, who surprisingly still
surprised that name's allowed.
Yeah, he's been under immense pressure to not pick certain players who've been outspoken. Apparently,
yeah.
I don't know how far he's gone down that road because I don't know.
Christ. I mean, he's got to be slim pickings as it is, isn't it? When you're managing Iran without being. He's my striker though.
Yeah. He's literally. He plays for Porto. That striker. He's decent, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm not being facetious. I think he did look very good. Yeah, he looked all right. Yeah, he looked tasty.
Proper number 9.
Do you think it's going to be a different game? Do you think it's going to be very aggressive when they play the US?
Oh, I think there's going to be blood spilt in that game.
Well, when
they despise each other.
When I was watching the US Wales game, I think the commentator mentioned the fact that I think something like 10 of the US team have got Champions League experience. So, you got to think, go back to 1990, 1994. The US were a bit of a joke, weren't they? They had that geezer, Alexi Lalas.
They're stronger. They're stronger now.
Yeah, but over time, a lot of their players play in Europe, so they're no mugs. They are absolutely no mugs.
I mean, they've got Pulisic and whatever playing for them, haven't they?
I like them. I like Pulisic. I've got to say, I do.
I would like him at West Ham.
It's decent, but
we've got West Ham.
But compared, we're like the fucking Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh no, we actually are. It's a different level altogether.
No, we are. We've on paper, I know.
So I'm not being rude, everyone. I'm trying to, because I've lost the donkey from our player ratings. I'm going to do a player ratings, and I've got the donkey back, but I'm actually trying to crop a camel at the minute because we're going to do camels for the World Cup.
It's supposed to be a surprise.
Sorry, yeah, we're going to do camels for the World Cup. Although there ain't going to be any camels for this one.
No, there won't be. So, and then we're 4-1 up, and Rashford comes on. Rashford comes on, makes it 5-1.
First touch, wasn't it?
First touch. Yeah, he actually took 3 touches. Bang, goal. Great finish.
Yeah.
And then shortly after, Grealish. I actually missed this goal. Describe it for me, John.
Callum Wilson, who came on for Kane.
Yeah.
He got put through.
That was Bellingham. That was Bellingham. Put him through again.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary asked me to describe the goal.
Sorry.
And I'm joking. And Wilson, look, it's his first World Cup. He hasn't had many internationals. I think he's had 1 or 2, maybe.
There's no way I would have passed.
But that, to me, that's fantastic that he just squared. We was 5-1 up. Yeah. He could have gone for goal to try and get a World Cup goal. He may never get another one again or get that chance. And he squared it to Grealish, who pretty much had an empty net to slot it into. But the fantastic thing for me, which I found out afterwards, I'm sure a lot of people have, is that Grealish's celebration was actually on the basis.
I saw this video earlier. I saw it earlier.
An amazing story. So I didn't know this, but Jack Grealish,
it's very difficult to dislike him. He's a nice. Yeah. He's a nice bloke.
Yeah. So Jack Grealish, he has a sister who's got cerebral palsy, this young 11-year-old kid, Man City fan, wrote him a letter saying that he had cerebral palsy as well. And Grealish wrote him a letter back. He went to meet him, and the kid was like, he was lovely, in dream meeting Jack Grealish, give him a hug, speaking to him and all that. And he said to him, if I score at the World Cup, what do you want my goal celebration to be? And he kept to his word.
Oh, brilliant. That's a lovely story. I like Jack Grealish now. I like him,
It's difficult. I mean, look, it's difficult to not like him. He does a lot of
comments.
Well, what's Keith saying?
I hate Grealish.
I hate Grealish. I bet you, Keith, if you watch that video, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you'd love him, Keith. Go watch that video.
Keith, you're not crying, are you? I'm not crying, you are. Yeah, it's one of them, mate. You'll be crying after that.
Trini Hammer doesn't agree that we was like the Harlem Globetrotters. I think we was compared to them.
Yeah.
We was compared to them.
Yeah, no, we are, Trini. Believe me. I'm not getting all hyped up just because I've seen us beat Iran, but I am, aren't I?
I am as well. It's coming home. Yeah.
What about this comment? Grealish does slow the game down. I can see what you mean. I think he sometimes has too many touches.
Well, that's why he's not been featuring so much for City, because he doesn't move the ball.
Yeah,
like Pep wants him to.
Yeah.
What's
happened? What happened yesterday? You used to a camel for you two yesterday. What did you two do wrong when I was off? Was it all going wrong? Did it?
No, I didn't go wrong. He weren't even on there. Barney weren't even on there. Camel for you, Barney.
Yeah, giving us a load of grief. He didn't even turn up.
Yeah.
Young 11-year-old said Virgil. What? Young 11? I don't know.
You did say young 11-year-old, yeah. All
I've seen some 11-year-olds with moustaches and stuff. Fair play for what he did today, but I still fucking hate him.
Oh, Keith, come on, Keith.
Harsh, Keith.
Keith, there's no.
I'm gonna have to go off with mental health issues.
What's that?
Because of this clown.
Who, Dave?
Virgil slows down. That's brilliant.
He's fucking brilliant. Good. Right, okay, everyone. Let's start with Pickford. Come on, let's do. Look, we're not going to use a Camel's Day, so I'll Photoshop him. I'm just going to leave him there though for the ambience. All right.
Yeah,
that's our camel. So right, so Pickford, Gary, what did you think of Pickford? Very good save.
Yeah. I don't think he did a lot wrong, did he? I'll give him along our ratings. I'll give him an above average or a very good above average. I'll give him a 7.
You give him a 7?
Yeah.
Like I say, I don't think he did anything wrong.
I don't think he could have done anything about not about the penalty or the other goal. It was a great strike, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And a very dubious penalty. How did they give that penalty? Right,
we didn't even cover the
one
penalty.
In the first half when he rugby tackled Maguire, I think it was. What on earth was that about?
I don't know. Terrible penalty to give, wasn't it? That one. It was a bit sharp.
I got a clue. In the chat, like I say, camels are replacing donkeys for this tournament. So, who do you reckon is going to be the first England player to get a camel? Who do you reckon, John? If you had a guess, go on, Gary. Who do you reckon?
Sterling,
if you had to,
without a doubt.
do you think it's going to be Sterling?
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah. Dave's heard the rumours. You know what I mean, Dave?
Yeah.
Cheers, Dave. Thanks for spreading the word.
Right, go on, John. Go on to Maguire.
Maguire, look, I've always said people go on about him playing for England. That he's never let England down in real games, maybe in a friendly, yeah. But I think he did well. He technically assisted 2 goals. He hit the bar. He was always a threat.
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of defensive work to do. I mean, maybe he did get caught for the goal to some extent, but I thought he did well. So I would happily give him a 7.
And an assist as well.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
that's
I
it.
think
And
he did.
He's got a very similar shaped head to you as well, John. So
yeah,
there we go.
Never seen him and John in the same room together.
No, never. No, never.
Dickheads. Have I come back? Why have I come back? If Dave's I'm still not well here.
Right, Gary. Go on, Stones.
Stones, well, he's the one that conceded the penalty with the shirt pull, but I ain't gonna. That wasn't a penalty, was it? It wasn't a penalty. Listen, he was solid. I quite enjoyed watching.
That was Maguire's one, not a penalty. That was a fucking. That was a body slam.
I quite enjoyed, in a geeky sort of way. I enjoyed the little triangles out of defence between Maguire, Stones, and Rice. I thought that was some really nice stuff there, and Bellingham as well, further up the pitch. So yeah, I'd give him I'd give Stones a 7. He was solid.
Above
average 7, not spectacular, but above average.
Right.
There's a lot of harsh scoring in the chat. I've got to say, I think.
Do you think so? Well, no, yeah, they're going like 5s and 6s,
I mean, they're giving 5s and things. I'm like, bloody hell.
These ones in the chat, they must be the Moyes Out Brigade, aren't they?
They're I think they're Welsh. I think they're probably Welsh and Scottish.
That is the collective noun for Moyes Out people, isn't it? Brigade.
Right, it is. Yeah, we're all part of a brigade. Yes,
we're in the brigade.
We're in the brigade.
Yes. Well, I'm sort of I'm at the door of the brigade trying to get in, but at the moment I'm not allowed. So
you're not allowed in. No, you got to. Right, you got to earn your stripes, John. Right, John, Trippier.
Trippier was all right up and down the wing, putting crosses in. Yeah, I like Trippier anyway. I think he's a fantastic player. I'd say 7.
7. Yeah. Is it going to be the same for sure? Should we? It's going to be similar for sure as well.
You know what I would have done? I would have given 7 to the 2 in the middle and 8 to the ones out wide because I particularly enjoyed the wide.
I think they were important. All of their goals came. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them came from them.
I thought they were really important getting up and down the line, and that is pinpoint accuracy the way they deliver a ball. So I would,
but then we've got to start going like fucking 9s in that to go up to people.
All right, go 7 then. Go 7. Above average is good enough, isn't it? The proper definition.
Not against Iran.
Yeah.
I
get you.
Okay, John, I'm going to give you Deck.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have loads to do. He was just, a bit of a linchpin, wasn't he, between the back four or the centre backs, and he was just playing the ball into Bellingham or whoever else. He didn't have loads to do. I can't say he was bad, but I don't think he was brilliant, but not through no fault of his own. I'd say 7. Without being brilliant, but you know what I mean. He did. Look, the thing is,
he slipped up a few times.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, maybe he did.
I don't think it was his best game in an England shirt. I've got to be honest.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
No. All right, give him a 6. Good point. I forgot the fuck up.
I expect more from Deck. He's better than
that.
Right, Mason Mount, Gary.
Deck's best mate. He's probably the one player who didn't really do it for me in this game. I don't think he done a lot wrong or give the ball away in bad areas or anything like that. I just don't think he did what he was there to do, which is to play on the it's on the left hand side. Deck's in the middle, isn't it? Yeah. And to push forward like Bellingham was. I mean, that's really what he's supposed to be doing.
That's going to annoy me now. Hang on. Let me move.
I'm going to give him a 5.
You're going to give him a 5?
Ooh, an average.
No, that's an average. 5 is an average. So I'll call him average. He's not below average.
Five's
no.
below average.
Oh, sorry,
is,
average.
5 is
6.
below average.
6. Yeah, give him a 6. Sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
Me eyes.
Right, go on in. I'm just being lazy. I'm gonna let you do the scoring. So go on, John. I'm gonna give you Bellingham, who was my man in the match. In this one.
Yeah, but you've asked me to. Yeah, can I? Or...
Yeah, I'm just trying to influence you. That's all.
Exactly. That's what you always do. You dictator. Yeah, he was superb. It's the first time I've watched him.
So, superb. That's the word I would use as well. That's really good. You're doing well.
Fuck off. No, he was absolutely brilliant. It's the first time I've watched him for a full 90 minutes, if I'm perfectly honest with you. He's 19. He looks like a 30-year-old who's got so much experience. Unbelievable. I think going to Germany has obviously helped him massively. I think he started playing for, was it Birmingham when he was like 15 or something?
Yeah, he broke through early. He's got a younger brother who's just coming through the Birmingham Academy
who's meant to be even a bigger prospect apparently.
I know.
God.
Took his goal well. Set up a couple of goals. Fantastic range of passing. He just had everything, mate. He's like, he was brilliant. I'd say he was man of the match.
He just seems to be wherever the ball was, he was there. On the few occasions that they attacked, he was back. He was even doing overlaps on the right wing at times.
Yeah, he's your old-fashioned box-to-box midfielder, isn't he? He gets up and down.
If he can put in that kind of performance against a decent side, might have a bit of a superstar in our hands there.
Oh no, he is a superstar.
He is.
I don't think he's got anything to prove at this point.
No.
But like I say, I think he's genuinely Gary. He won't be at Dortmund for long. I think he'll move in the summer.
Well, was it who was it being linked? Was it all the rumours coming out that Liverpool are after him and Rice? I mean, I'm not sure if they will be able to buy both.
Yeah,
but apparently Klopp's dream team for the centre mid is Rice and Bellingham together. Apparently, if you want to believe what you read in the papers.
Well, they'll win the league with that midfield, won't they?
I know. Well, as Troj said, Bellingham glides. So is it safe to say that he's a Rolls Royce, John?
He's definitely a Rolls Royce.
Is he a Rolls Royce? He is. Yeah. He actually is, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Rolls Royce from Watford. Yeah,
he's top drawer. Top drawer.
Top drawer. Right. Now for Sterling, Gary.
Sterling, well, what a fantastic finish. Got his hands dirty. Didn't really do much wrong. Looked dangerous whenever he got the ball. I'll give him an above average 7, which is unusual for me with Sterling because I'm not a Sterling fan. But he did well today.
But he always play. I think Sterling plays well for England.
He done well today, so credit where it's due.
Do you think he's because obviously he's at Chelsea, we know that, and he hasn't been doing well at Chelsea apparently, is he?
No.
But I think at Chelsea has he been played in a sort of quite an unusual position for him? So I think we're judging him sort of out of context, if you know what I mean. I think he's been playing more like a wing back sort of type role, isn't he? Or something? Is that what someone said to me? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I just think for England, I think Sterling under Southgate. I think most 99% of his goals for England have come under Southgate. I think and Southgate just trusts him immensely. So yeah, he didn't let anyone down again today.
Yeah, but that's good. Right, Gary, I'm going to give you Kane, bearing in mind he gets a -1 handicap because he plays for Tottenham.
Well, I want Saka.
You want Saka? All right.
Yeah.
Saka.
Because he got Bellingham. Don't give him all the good ones, right?
Oh,
Saka had a fantastic game. I thought he was brilliant. He wasn't as brilliant as Bellingham.
Hang on, people. Gary didn't want Kane. Hold your scores up. He's doing Saka instead.
Sulked. Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him an 8, a very good, because I can't give him as much as Bellingham with a straight face. Right.
He was brilliant, Saka.
But he was really, really good. In fact, I can give him a 9 as well. It's just that the man of the match, I'd have Bellingham. I'd have Bellingham. Yeah, 2 goals. Yeah, definitely.
Well, we'll leave the man of the match to the chat.
Yeah.
Right, over to you, John, for Harry Kane.
Well, I think Harry Kane, he didn't look threatening in terms of. I don't think he looked like he was ever going to get a shot at goal. I think today, Harry Kane was most definitely. What's the word you used? The foil. I like that phrase.
It was the foil. It was a pivot.
Yeah, he set up a lot of moves. He was flicking it around the corner.
Yeah.
But he didn't get his goal. But there's far more to a modern day striker than just scoring. So
there
is these days. Hold up play was great. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. What would you give him?
I'd give him a 7.
7, so 6 because he's got the handicap.
No, I said 7.
We give him a 7. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right. I think let's go with Dyer first. Whiz through. He didn't really do much. He didn't really do much, did he? Should we give him a 6? Flat 6.
Yeah, give him a 6.
Grealish. I think he did a little bit, didn't he?
It's good to go.
Yeah, looked dangerous on the ball.
I'll give him a 7. Yeah.
Yeah, gets a bonus point for scoring a goal.
Yeah.
So does Rashford.
Yeah, so we pulled that down to Rashford. Callum Wilson, I want to give him a 7 for the very unselfish assist.
Yeah,
good run, unselfish assist. I thought that was good. Foden, don't think he did anything when he came on.
No, I don't think he did.
He made a couple of runs.
I'll tell you what he did. He contributed to a really good goal celebration with, I think with Rashford.
Yeah, he ain't getting a point.
Foden. Foden.
Yeah.
No, really good goal celebration. It was loving, It was loving.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Southgate. Who wants Southgate? I definitely don't want Southgate.
So, go on, you ain't Martinelli.
No, I don't want him. I don't want him.
Well, he got the selection bang on.
He did,
right?
Yeah,
he got the
formation right, shape right. It was
formation,
all right.
The shape, the instructions, everything was good. I'll give him an
influence in the back.
Even the substitutions were brilliant. So I'll give him an excellent 9. He couldn't have done anything more today. A 9.
No.
Conceded 2 against Iran though.
Well, conceded 1.5, didn't he? That's not a real goal, is it? That penalty. As someone said in here earlier, it's a pity penalty, wasn't it?
It genuinely was.
Definitely was. It's a good point from Ken Hammers. Kane was the buffer today, took knock and fed others. Yep.
Right. He did take a lot of knocks, yeah.
Let us know what your man of the match is in the chat, please, people, and we shall award our man of the match. And that'll be it. We'll be done with this section.
There's only one man in the match. Come on, get it right, people.
What is this? Now, what's this geezer get? What? I'm seriously, right? This is why I don't come on anymore. Look. Look, have a look at this. I don't know what. I really, hang on. I'm going to get it up now. Now, this is Will Doyle, who's accused me of having David Moyes pajamas.
Yeah.
Remember that clown? And we let him phone in.
Oh, John's going to be on the phone to Samaritans after this show.
Why is it always me? Why? I feel like Mario Balotelli. I should get one of them T-shirts that says "Why always me?" Eh?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Barney McGrew said, "Man in the match, Southgate, just to be spiteful to me."
Yeah.
I know your game, mate. Know your game.
No, it's got to be Bellingham in it all day long in the chat. Most people saying Bellingham.
Give it a couple of games, and Nick will be asking for Southgate to join West Ham.
No way.
He could win the World Cup. I wouldn't give him a West Ham.
You know your show you did the other day when you questioned why Moyes has gone out there. Imagine if further down the road you found out that he was Southgate's secret advisor.
Oh, he was, and he's the one behind us winning the World Cup. Yeah,
behind the attacking play and all that. You know.
I know. But Gary, have you got any sort of news sections for us to whiz for?
Not really. We've covered everything, haven't we? We've covered everything. There's not much more to talk about. Yeah. In talking, we've covered it all.
Okay. Well, before we close, we will be doing a phone-in show. There'll probably be a daily show in the week as well, but we're doing a Friday night booze up with Mr. Nigel Khan, who's going to be joining us. And John,
not Nigel.
Gary, yeah. So we'll be doing a phone-in on that night as well. So that'll be after the USA game. So that should be interesting. So, like I say, you'll be able to phone into that one. But what we will do before we go, because look, it's common fucking knowledge really that Rice is going to be going in the summer, but Hugh Southland's broke it. X has broke it to say that West Ham are going to be listening to offers for Declan Rice in the summer. Canning Town Len mentioned something, and I've actually seen a story to corroborate it as well. And that is basically that Pepper's got no interest in playing Calvin Phillips. He could be used in a part exchange deal for Rice. Would you take that? Because I think I would, because you can't replace Declan Rice because he's too good. But I think Calvin Phillips is about as good as you can get. And what my thinking is, Rice is great. As great as he is, the combo of Rice and Souček not so much.
Yeah.
But if you had Calvin Phillips and someone better than Souček as a partner, would we be weaker in central midfield?
I think Downs and Phillips would be a great partnership potentially.
Yeah.
We all rate Downs, don't we? We all rate Downs.
Yeah.
And he is the natural successor for Declan Rice. But Phillips is not Declan Rice. Phillips complements Declan Rice when he plays with him for England. So yeah, to me, I think that'd be good business. Hate to see Deck go, but look, Deck deserves his break and he deserves to go and win stuff. He showed us a lot of loyalty. He's been with us 6 years, and you don't very often get that from a player in his situation, do you? When you're talking about a club like West Ham, so he's shown us a lot of love and a lot of loyalty. So I wish him all the luck in the world.
But what if?
I wish
Gary,
he'd go abroad.
No, but what I'm saying is, but what if we did go out? Look, we don't know what type of manager we're going to get next. If we don't know what we're going to get next. But say we did go out, we did get a Mancini, or we did get an Amorim from Sporting Lisbon. What if we got someone like that? Do you think if we finish the season strong and you've got someone proper managing the team who might be able to attract? No. What I mean is might be able to attract, because you get Mancini in, that level of manager is going to attract better players. If you get that's the thing. Do you think then he might think, well, hang on a minute, they're spending money. They've got the manager in place, Maybe. Mark Noble, his mate, who's in there as sporting director. He's a captain of the club.
A big name like Mancini or Poch or someone might be the only person, to my mind, who might have a chance of changing Rice's direction. But I think I still put it about a 20 or 30% chance. I think he's had his mind made up since last season. That's what I think. He's that's why he hasn't signed a new deal. He could have been earning lots and lots of money, but it ain't about the money for him, is it?
No, I will say if it's what he wants, if it is ultimately what he wants, we've got no right to stand in his way. I don't think. I think, like I say, you look at the effort, the shift that he put in that Leicester game before the World Cup. Yeah. I don't think his effort can ever be in question. Ever. No. He puts everything on the pitch. He leaves everything on the pitch. He's brilliant.
Do you think though? I know he's a Chelsea fan, but do you think, for example, if Chelsea came in for him, being a Chelsea fan and his respect he's got for West Ham, what do you think wins? I mean, what I'm saying is, going to Chelsea possibly could tarnish his name to some fans. Not me.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, and
I
think
I don't know that it will though with Rice. Do you think it would with Rice though? I don't know that it would. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I hope not, but I wonder if he thinks about that.
If he went to Tottenham, I'd fucking hate him. If he went to Spurs, I'd hate him. But not so much Chelsea. Not so much Chelsea.
For me, if he went to Liverpool or City, then that's I can see why he's gone there, because he's definitely going to win stuff.
Hopefully Real Madrid sign him. That'd be ideal, wouldn't it?
Or abroad, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. What I'd love is that when this is coming home, when we win this World Cup, right? That'll be his first bit of silverware, and it'll be yet another West Ham player who we can say has won a World Cup. And I was looking, just out of interest, I was looking at the number of players that each team contributed to that starting lineup today. I was hoping that no one contributed 3, right? Because we want that boast to be ours. We don't want it to be fucking anyone else's, right? And I can confirm, if I look back at my notes, I can confirm there was Everton, Pickford, 2 from Man United. That's Maguire and Shaw.
Yeah.
City was Stones. That's it, I think. Trippier, Newcastle. Bellingham, Dortmund. Rice, West Ham. Chelsea, Mount. So Arsenal, Chelsea. So 2 from Chelsea, 2 from Man United. None of them have got 3. Not in the starting lineup anyway.
No.
So we're all good. That record of having 3.
That's good. That's good.
What do you think?
Doesn't it have to be 3 in the starting lineup as well? It does, doesn't it? It has to be 3 in the starting lineup. It has to be
3 in the starting lineup and have to score all the goals.
Yes. Yeah, that's never going to be repeated.
And be the captain.
What about that comment there from Craven?
I don't agree. I don't agree with that to a degree. I think you can love something, but I just think he's an ambitious lad. Look, I don't think you really get to the level of footballer that he is unless you're ambitious. He's never rested on his laurels. He's got better every year. And I do think, look, if West Ham, for instance, look at what we're doing with Moyes at the moment. The club themselves are not really showing much ambition. They're just kind of just loitering down the bottom.
Indecisive.
We're not showing any ambition. January, we could have got in the top 4. If we stood a chance of getting in the top 4 if we'd have invested in January. We didn't do it. There's been opportunities there, really. So no, I don't. I don't think I'm not saying we're not ambitious, but I don't think we're probably as ambitious as him.
No.
Time. You know, you don't really get time in football, do you? And I think, and like I say, that will always sting me, that January transfer window, because I don't know when we're ever going to get a better chance to get top 4 than that. It was, like I say, when you look at the fact we finished 7th and how badly we finished that season. Imagine if we'd have just, put a run together. In the last 7 games, we won 1 game against Norwich. Yeah. 1 game.
Oh, no, it's terrible. But going back to Rice, I think he does love West Ham. He's got a lot of time for West Ham. He wouldn't have stayed here as long if he didn't. You've only got to hear him talk about the club and how he reacts to the club.
Yeah.
Look, there's no doubt about it. You're going to love who you play for at the time, wherever he goes to. Hopefully, it doesn't hurt us, but hopefully he flourishes and he wins titles and stuff like that, and he has a wonderful time, and that'll be his new love, right? But
yeah,
but it's like Joey Cole, isn't it? Joey Cole, after that glamorous career that he had, still got a lot of love for West Ham. We've still got a lot of love for him. That'll be the same story with that.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Frank Lampard, the same.
Yeah, we love Frank, don't we? It's great. What a legend. Ince. Well, Defoe's been forgiven though, officially now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's all right. After what he did with that Bradley, I don't think you can't hate him either, can you?
No, you can't.
Right, I think that's it. I think that's us done. It is a school night. So go on, Gary.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining. It's coming home, as Nick said. We're getting excited now. I think
we're gonna do a big one on Friday night. Proper session.
Yeah, we are.
Proper
we are. We're
gonna
have we're gonna have a few drinks and watch. That's gonna be after the game, isn't it? So 7 o'clock kickoff on Friday, isn't it? So we'll be doing that about 9.
We're gonna get drunk before we come on and handle calls really badly.
Yeah.
The game's at 7, isn't it?
Yeah. It is proper time. So we're gonna have a few beers, watch the game, then get on here and do a straight after the match show. So look forward to that. Thanks for your comments. You're doing any we're not doing any dailies. That's it, right?
If there's news, if there's news, we're not just gonna make things up.
Play
don't want to do any. Don't want to do any of them transfer stories, Nick.
Oh yeah, because you can.
You love a transfer story, don't you?
There's loads of them, isn't there? Have you seen the players we linked to them again?
Love a transfer.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? We ain't signing no one.
That's why he's in Qatar.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
some players in.
I know. Yeah.
Anyway, see you next time, and come on, you Lions.
What do I do for that?
Lions.
Come on. Now you got a raw. You got a raw job.
Shut up. That's your dream.